Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 21 of CO Sports Talk, and we are happy to be back. And before we start, we just want to say thank you to all 51 of you guys. We have reached 51 subscribers, reached the 50 milestone, just the beginning, but we're very excited about that. So thank you to all 51 of you. And today on this episode, we're going to talk about NBA, MLB a little bit, the U.S. Open, which was won today by John Rahm, and the Euros, which are getting excited. So
Sure.
get ready for this amazing episode. And at the end of the episode, we have an announcement about next week's episode.
hmm I'm excited to get into this one and stay tuned for next week because it's going to be a really fun one. And you guys are going to get to contribute. So uh, let's get right into it. The Eastern and Western Conference finals are set. For the West, we have the Los Angeles Clippers, the 4 seed, taking on the 2 seed Phoenix Suns. They played today. Phoenix won the first. Devin Booker had a 40-point triple double, the first of his young career, as Phoenix took game one, as I said. And then moving on to the East, game seven of the Philly Atlanta series was played tonight, and Atlanta pulled away with it with an upset as the number one seed has gone down in both conferences respectfully. Um, and so, yeah, Philly loses. Atlanta moves on to the Eastern Conference Finals. First time they've done that since 2015 with that stacked Atlanta Hawks team. And so they will face the 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks. And starting on the West, what did you see out of this Clippers Phoenix matchup with two stars missing and Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, well, first of all, I love the Final Four here. I mean, the total added up seeds of the last four is 14, the highest it's ever been. So, I mean, I just love it. It's an underdog year, no one seeds, only 1, 2 seeds. So that's awesome. But on the West, yeah, today I watched that game. And I really thought the Suns team was just awesome. Devin Booker really stepped up, and he played better than Paul George, and that's why the Suns won this game. You know, no Chris Paul for stupid reasons. By the way, just I mean, come on, they're all vaccinated, but whatever. We'll get to that. But Suns were electric. The fans were awesome down in the valley. Suns and four guy was going crazy. And this Suns team's just awesome, and I think they could go deep. I mean, at first I was like, they're not very good, but they are a good squad. I mean, they could maybe win this championship. And we were kind of joking, saying Hawks for Suns. That could actually happen now.
Yeah, no facts. But I agree. I think Phoenix has the best chance to win it all right now. I think they're the best team remaining. This Milwaukee team close behind. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun series to watch. We don't know the timetable about Kawhi Leonard. I hope he does return this series, uh, as well as Chris Paul. So they do have fully healthy rosters. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be a really fun series, and I'm looking forward to who wins this one. But I think it's going to be Phoenix. And then on the East side, that was an exciting game seven, wasn't it? I mean, Atlanta pulled away at the end, but it was close throughout. So what do you see out of? I mean, Trey Young wasn't great today; he was pretty good. But how do you think the rest of Atlanta Hawks stepped up, including um, Kevin Herter?
Yeah, two game sevens here on the East. So the East was really entertaining. But for the Hawks, 76ers game today, I thought the Hawks showed that they're not just Trey Young. A lot of people think this team won't go far, which they already have, but people think they won't go any farther because they're just Trey Young. But today, he didn't have over 25 points. I mean, he had a pretty minor game for him. And guys like Kevin Huerter stepped up. They're still a good team. John Collins, Clint Capella. So they got some guys that can play for this team. And it's just crazy. I mean, I remember we talked about it. The Hawks fired their coach halfway through the year, and then they were really down bad at one point where like Trey Young is like Bradley Beal or he's like Matthew Stafford. He's just good, but he can't win playoffs. And now look at him. So he's proven all the doubters wrong, and I love it. As an Oklahoma fan, seeing one of our guys ball out in the NBA is awesome. So I love it, And I think this Hawks team, I think they're going to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, you can't doubt them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're on fire right now, coming off two upsets. If they were to beat this series, it'd be another upset, and if they were to win the finals, it'd be another upset. So they have never been favored in any of their matchups so far. But I think it's that underdog mentality, and a lot of these guys just want to win. That's all they want to do. They go out there and they win. They're really they're really young, but they're well coached by Coach Nate McMillan, former Pacers coach. So yeah, I think this will be a good series as well. I have Milwaukee winning it in probably six, but I think it's going to be an entertaining series, especially with the likes of Trey Young versus Giannis and those kind of star matchups. So
Shout
that's
out Kevin Porter to Trent Milanowskis lookalike, as you can see the duo on your screen right here.
Yep, you can see them side by side. And so yeah, and shortly we will get a guest speaker on, so stay tuned for that. But that's what we got for a little bracket overview. I will now be calling Johnny Mackers onto the show, NBA expert. So we will hear his input on the games played today and the games moving forward. So let's call him. Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
What's up? You are now on CO Sports Talk, and we just wanted to talk a little about the NBA playoffs. So, 2 games were played today. We had LA Phoenix and we had Philly Atlanta. So, what do you see out of this Phoenix Suns team without Chris Paul? And do you think they have what it takes to beat this Clippers team without Kawhi?
I think they can beat this Clippers team 100% any day of the week without Chris Paul. They got Devin Booker's playing out of his mind, unreal. He dropped about 40 points today. He had his first triple-double in the NBA playoffs, which is amazing. Rest of the team looks good. Aiden looks great. The Clippers, Paul George, I will say, looked really good. Also Reggie Jackson, but I don't think they have enough offensive power to get past the Suns team. Plus the Suns, I think their bench I think they have a lot of good depth on that team, and I don't see the Clippers taking this series far with the Suns. I see the Suns beating them in 5, probably 5 or 6, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Clippers match Phoenix's depth. You need Terrence Mann to go off like he did if they want a chance. And then for the game 7, Philly Atlanta, Trae Young did not have his best game, but players like Kevin Huerter really picked him up. And do you think Atlanta can just keep their streak going, or do you think it ends at the hands of the Milwaukee Bucks?
I think Atlanta's really hot, especially being the 76ers, but I think their streak is going to get put to a halt by the Bucks. I think that Drew Holiday is going to have Trae Young's number. He's obviously a great on-ball defender, and I don't think the Hawks can match up with both Chris Middleton and Giannis. I don't know. You're going to have the Hawks are going to have Clint Capella and John Collins really step up on the defensive end if they're going to have any chance at the Bucks. But we'll see. But I think the Bucks are going to get them, and my prediction is Suns versus Bucks in the NBA championship.
Yeah,
Tony, it's time that you get off your knees for Giannis Antetokounmpo and realize that the Hawks are the better team.
It's not even to me. It doesn't even come down to Giannis. It comes down to Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. I think they're going to be the X factors for the next series, and also Brook Lopez and Pat Connaughton off the bench has been looking really good.
So let's go by position though. Point guard Trae Young is obviously better than Drew Holiday. Small forward, debatable, but John Collins is probably a little bit worse than Giannis.
Drew is going to get locked. Is going to lock up Trae Young whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and defensively, they're going to probably throw Clint Capella or Collins on Giannis.
No, Collins is
significantly shorter.
Collins is a sorry ass defender though. He can't defend Giannis. So they're gonna put Capella on it, who's not nearly as athletic as Giannis. I mean, it's gonna be a mismatch to whatever.
Chris Middleton versus Kevin Huerter, Trent Middleton look like is a close one, but I would say Middleton gets the edge there.
Destroy Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter is a great offensive player, but he cannot play defense, and that's why I think it's gonna come down to Chris Middleton, because I don't think they got enough good defenders to guard that offensively powered Bucks team that just has been rolling through the East.
Okay. Well, as we're talking here, Johnny, what's your thoughts on Tatis or Crawford, who should start the NL All-Star game?
Okay, you're getting right to it. So, listen, as a Giants fan and the Giants fan, this is really hard for me. Obviously, Crawford had a great game today. Home run.
Yeah.
Had a nice.
Almost had another one.
But I mean, guys, come on. It's got to be Tatis. He's 22 with 22 home runs right now. He's
leading the league in errors, but yes.
He leads the league in errors, which, he's 22. It should be expected. But I think also just because of voting, people love Tatis. I do want to see Brandon Crawford make the All-Star game and at least back him up instead of Almago. But realistically, I think Tatis will get the start.
Yeah, probably just because Tatis is a much widely more popular player than Brandon Crawford.
It's not even.
All right, and then one more question back to NBA. Who's your? Casey tells me you're a Bucks fan. Is that true?
I'm not a Bucks fan.
Are you? You're a Giannis fan?
I'm a Giannis fan.
All right, so give me your unbiased. So you said Phoenix and Milwaukee, right? Did you give me a winner or?
Yeah, I can give you a winner. I think by that time, Chris Paul will be back, obviously, with the
Yeah.
COVID restrictions. I think the Suns are the hottest team in the NBA right now. They're just steamrolling through every team in the West. I could not have seen this coming. If you told me before the year that the Suns were going to go to the Western Conference Finals, I would not have believed you.
Or if you told me like 30
I
years
think
ago.
The Suns got him. I think the Suns get the Bucks in 6, maybe 7. It's going to be a good series, I think, between those two teams because they're both. I think they both kind of match up well against each other, so I think it's going to go far. But I got the Suns winning.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the most recent winner of any of these teams was the Bucks in 1971. So we're gonna have a pretty recent winner here. So it's gonna be fun playoffs, and I'm sure you're excited for the rest of it.
Oh, definitely.
All right, thank you for
Malibu shots.
Want to be on?
yeah,
The show.
yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll give you a shout out and tag you in the Instagram. All right, peace.
Anytime. All right, peace, boys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 1 week since the last time we talked about the Euros. I mean, obviously, this last time we saw us, but the Euros going strong. Everyone played their second games, and even 4 teams have played their third games. And they've been a pretty awesome Euro so far. What we know so far, probably not coming home, to be frank with you, probably not coming home. The Brits tied the Scots. Netherlands looks sharp. Spain looks abysmal. Italy looks very sharp. And I would say Germany, France, and Portugal are pretty even. And Hungary had a little surprise result. So, yeah, as you can see here, this is your table. Group A has played 3 games, so that's for sure. Italy is advancing. Wales got second. And Switzerland has to wait to see if they will advance. I would assume they will. 4 points is pretty solid. So, yeah, overall thoughts. I said Turkey was a dark horse. I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong.
A little wrong there.
I was a little wrong there. I gotta admit it. -7 goal differential, 0 points, 1 goal. Pretty tough. Tough day for the Turks, I must say.
It was a tough few weeks for the Turks there. But yeah, Italy looked really strong. They did not allow a single goal in all 3 matches, albeit to Wales, Switzerland, and Turkey. But yeah, Italy and Wales are going to advance. Italy won all 3 games as expected if they let in 0 goals. So yeah, 9 points.
Wales and Switzerland tied, so they're like even. I guess Wales just has a better goal differential.
Better goal differential by 2. So that kind of sucks for Switzerland.
Switzerland lost bad to Italy, but yeah.
And then the rest of the groups have all played 2 matches. So Belgium, Russia. Belgium is leading their group with 6 points. Then Russia, Finland tied with 3, and then Denmark at the basement, who have lost both their games.
So this group's a very interesting group to me. Belgium, very solid. I forgot about them. They could easily win it. Then Finland and Russia, I mean, weird. Russia beat Finland, but Finland somehow beat Denmark. And honestly, I feel like the second best team in this group is still Denmark. So I could see Denmark winning tomorrow, and then somehow we have like a 3-way tie. So we'll see. But Belgium's definitely coming away with this group.
For sure. Yeah, it sucks for the Danish. I mean, they've had a tough Euro so far, losing Christian Eriksen.
Yeah, they played well versus Belgium.
Yeah, in a tough fashion. They gave a good fight to Belgium. Did fall short. But yeah, so I hope they get the win. And then Group C, we have Netherlands, Ukraine, Austria, North Macedonia in that order. With Ukraine and Austria in a dead even tie with points and goal differential. So who do you got taking the second spot? Assuming Netherlands keeps the top.
Yeah, well, the Dutch play the Macedonia of the Northerns tomorrow, so that's an easy dub. They're going to go 9 points. And Ukraine plays Austria, so that's going to be a movie. Winner guarantees to advance. And this game is going to be a movie. They both beat North Macedonia by a similar amount. I believe it was 3-1 on both sides.
I got Ukraine, man.
I really like this Ukrainian team. I think they're solid. I mean, I think Ukraine played Netherlands better than Austria did. I think Yarmolenko is an absolute lad and a stud in the middle. The boy he plays for the Ham of the Westerns, and he's a baller. Austria is really just David Alaba, but I still like Austria to advance as a third-place team. I wouldn't also be surprised if they tie.
And then moving on to Group D, again, 2 matches played each. The Czechs are tied, or I guess they're leading the group because of goal differential. They're leading this group. Who would have thought? I mean, before it started, most people included, thought England and Croatia would be the top 2 for sure. But Croatia has come out looked awful. They, they tied and they lost. So yeah, just not a good showing for a team that just made the World Cup finals in 2018. But yeah, do you think? I mean, Croatia can still get out of this thing, or do you think it's over for them?
I do think the Croats will still get out of it, but dude, it is a very interesting thing right here. So Czech Republic, dark horse of the tournament, question mark, very impressive. I mean, very. They had a solid result with the Croats tying them, and then they play England tomorrow, or sorry, 2 days from now. So that's gonna be an amazing match. So I'd like obviously England and Croatia, but Scotland and Croatia, or England and Czech. Scotland and Croatia though, I think winner still gets through because so I think Croatia could beat Scotland, but I'm gonna be rooting for the Scottish. I
Yeah,
like them. It's gonna be tight though. Croatia, that golden generation's kind of aged a little bit, so they're not the same.
yeah, facts like Modric, Rakitic,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them. But Scotland played England really well. They ended in goalless tie, so it wasn't the most exciting to watch, but it was still a really good game. Pretty exciting for the Scots. They took it as a kind of a mini victory, as they should. And England, even though they tied, they kind of took the L here because it should be a game that they should be winning. And then moving on to Group E, Sweden has the sole possession of the lead here with Slovakia, Spain, and Poland not too far behind them. And yeah, you want to talk about Spain? I mean, they tied both their games so far. What's up with the Spaniards?
Dude, Spain is not the same. I mean, 17 of the 23 players on the roster have never played in a competitive tournament like the Euros or World Cup before. So they're really just unexperienced and they're not the same. I mean, Busquets luckily is on the team, but he's just came off COVID, so he didn't even play last game or
Yeah.
start. And Morata is their best player, who's not that experienced, never even made a World Cup. So I don't love this Spaniard team. I don't think they're very good. They may not even advance. I like Slovakia over them. So I think Spain is the surprise disappointment team of the tournament.
Sure.
Poland's also not very good. I think this may be a group where only two teams go through. Sweden has been very impressive. Um, love that team. So I think Sweden and Slovakia actually go through in a shock.
And if I'm not wrong, Spain plays Slovakia next,
Yeah.
so that's going to be a good game there. See who can get that second spot. And then the last group, the group of death, poor Hungary. But Hungary pulled away with the tie versus France. So really disappointing for France as they could not beat Hungary. But they still have the lead of the group with Germany and Portugal behind them, as Germany did not look too strong their first game versus France, but against Portugal they really showed out and won that game 4-2.
Yeah, absolutely. This France team and German team and Portugal team, very interesting. First of all, France, good win versus Germany. I thought they were going to be really good, but it wasn't like an amazing goal. It's kind of an own goal. So
Mats
they
Hummels.
played Hungary and weren't amazing. And I got to give credit to Hungary. It was an electric crowd in the middle of Budapest, and they came and showed up. And then for Portugal, they played really well versus Hungary. I thought they were going to maybe even beat Germany, but they did lose. So it's like a three-way tie kind of. I guess France has one more point up. So even Hungary could advance.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious if Hungary gets out of this and one of Portugal, Germany, or France doesn't get out of the first round. I'm rooting for Hungary all the way. Um, so yeah, that's a little Euro check-in as
They're electric. Like if you're ever bored in the morning, turn them on. Like I just can't fathom not watching them, man. Nothing like a summer morning watching the Euros.
facts.
Electric fans, especially in Hungary, Copenhagen. So turn them on. It's gonna be
Yeah.
electric. I cannot wait to the round of 16.
Yeah, what you said. So by the time we meet with you guys next week, the group stages will be done. So
Weird.
it is now time for everyone's favorite segment, and that is Giants Talk, or one of my favorite segments personally. But yeah, we're here to talk about our San Francisco Giants, who are in front of the NL West, as it was it last week too. We just keep winning games. Last time we talked, we just came off a split series versus the Nationals where our offense was just awful, and then we go back home and our offense is just insane. We were just hitting homers left and right as we um, complete a 4-game sweep of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And can we just talk about the Diamondbacks for a second? They've won 2 of their last 29 games.
They went to the. They get swept by the. Oh yeah.
Well,
I know.
today was only the second game, but I would guess they lost.
Dude,
Yeah.
I feel so
Well,
bad for those players. They lost.
They lost 9-8.
Man, oh, they were close. I just really feel bad for those players. Like, if you look at the fans at Chase Field, it is all Dodgers fans. It's a sea of blue. My friend Conrad Wilbur, former guest on the show, by the way, recurring guest, shout out to him, went to the game on Friday, and they wear their Serpientes jersey. It was actually pretty electric. But he said it was all Dodgers fans. It's like, let's go Dodgers fans all the time. I mean, I feel bad for that dugout, that clubhouse. It's pretty sad. Because the thing about that team is they're actually not that, like, okay, they are bad, but they actually put runs up. That's what's crazy. It's weird. Like Josh Rojas went like 4 for 5 against us.
They don't have an awful offense on paper, but their pitching is just terrible.
Yeah, oh my
Especially their bullpen. But like their offense is not bad. They have Ketel Marte, Eduardo Escobar, David Peralta. I mean,
Josh Rojas is playing really well. It's like weird. It's crazy.
Carson Kelly had a really good start to the
They
year.
got young guys like Pavin Smith. It's just weird that they're so bad.
I don't get it. But yeah. And then we beat them in a 4-game series. We won all 4 games. Our offense put up great numbers: 5 runs, 9 runs, 13 runs, and 10 runs. And then this Philly game, which was on Peacock. I don't like Peacock, by the way.
Oh, don't get me started on
So glad to be done with Peacock. And this series is just weird. Like there's just so much offense this series.
Substances nudge.
Yeah, substances nudge. Like they got rid of substances, and then all of a sudden the offense numbers.
It's
just
pretty
like
obvious. Like, I mean, tomorrow, Monday, when most of you guys are seeing this, they are starting their like little checking for substances. I would bet that a lot of people are preparing for this and they're just going bare, they're raw dogging it, and they suck because of that. They're changing their grip, they're changing everything. I mean, Tyler Glasnow said it really well. I actually agreed with him. I feel like they probably shouldn't be doing this in the middle of the season. Should have done it at the start or waited, but whatever. At least let them use rosin and sunscreen, but whatever, it's whatever. But Alex Wood was horrendous. He's not very good. I don't know if he'll ever be the same. If he continues to be like this, DFA may be in the call because Sammy Long seemed to not mind it. Yeah. And Cueto seemed to be, Cueto sucks at the start, but he gets it together.
Cueto's always terrible in the first inning, and then he kind of gets it together. But yeah, Alex Wood has been awful in his last, I think, like 3 starts. He was decent versus Diamondbacks, but it's the Diamondbacks. And I'm a little concerned on Alex Wood. It makes you think about substances right away if those were kind of the things propelling him through. So yeah, we won the first game 5-3 in Dia de Cueto, and then we lost 13-6 in the Aaron Nola Alex Wood matchup. Each pitcher
that game
runs.
That game sucked. So many homers.
It's just too much offense for me. Like
he didn't pitch very well. Obviously. And if I do that stupid straw hat of the Phillies one more time,
I'm glad we're done with that.
Done with that, yeah.
And then today was a really fun game, 11-2. Everyone.
And we pitched well too, which was nice.
Oh, we did. Sammy Long pitched.
Jump baby Bill.
And then now we go to Anaheim for just a quick 2-game set before going back home.
And we get a much needed break on Monday.
Oakland. Yeah, we're off tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this. And it's a quick 2-game stint with the Angels.
And Wednesday is going to be awesome because Gausman versus Shohei, like that is a ESPN caliber game. It may even be on it, I'm not sure, but 2 great pitchers, and Shohei's just fun to play. So I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun playing the Angels. If they had Mike Trout, it would be more fun, but without him, maybe we can steal some wins. So very specific start times, by the way, 6:38 p.m. and 1:07 p.m. For those games. Not sure why. So that's what we got for Giants talk. We got by the time we meet with you guys again, we'll have finished our series with the Angels and the A's, and looking forward to playing the Dodgers after that in LA. Yep. So
ready, man. Yeah. Full capacity at Oracle too. It's going to be electric.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. As we are currently 1.5 games up from the Dodgers and 5 games up from the Padres. So
Padres, so bad. All right, so transitioning over to golf, Jonathan Rahm, what a story, man. I mean, do you believe in stories like that? I guess you got it now because he won his first major. I mean, I was talking a couple of days ago. He's one of the best golfers to not win a major right now, and he won it today. Jonathan Rahm out of Spain, and what makes it a movie is he was winning tourney 2 weeks ago, and he got COVID, was kicked out of the tournament, didn't get to meet his kid for the first time, didn't get to see his grandparents meet him. And then finally he got out of COVID and he won it on his first tournament back. Pretty amazing story. Good for Jon Rahm and happy for the man. is that's talking golf.
Yeah, I'm happy for John. I always like I'm not a big golf watcher. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna act like I know what I'm talking about. But whenever I tune in to golf, I always see his name kind of like the top. But it's a surprise that he's never won a major to me. And apparently it's the first Spain's first U.S. Open champion. So
Yeah,
shout out Spain,
represent
shout out John Rahm, and
represent Arizona State.
facts. Well, that's for you, Julian, and all the golf viewers out there, Luke Young.
Yes.
So that will conclude episode 21 of Steel Sports Talk. Thank you so much again for 50 subscribers. Casey, do you want to tell them what's coming up next week?
Yes, sir. Next week, Palo Alto High versus Sacred Heart trivia competition. We'll have probably about 5 people on each side, and it's going to be awesome. Sports trivia, there'll probably be about 12 rounds. It's going to be modeled after The Dozen from Barstool. Go check that out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Very awesome series. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. Me and Oliver will be the host, we believe. Unless we're competing, and maybe we'll get a new host, but that may be tough. So we'll figure that out. We'll update you guys on the Instagram stories.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. We'll update you guys there frequently. We still got to figure stuff out. We hit 50 subscribers like late last night, so we didn't find out till this morning. So we still haven't really figured out the logistics of that. If you don't go to either school, again, we'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, subscribe, or else.
So subscribe, it's free. You can always unsubscribe at any time, but don't do that because we'll be your favorite channel. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you guys in episode 22 next week. Peace.